What's up, everybody? This is Rob Scheck. So today we're doing the next video in my Gran Turismo 4 walkthrough. This is we're using the Nissan Skyline GTR Tokyo show, and we're racing in the Race of the Red R Emblem races. So be sure to give me a like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of videos on a lot of different games. So yeah, here we go. We are on Trial Mountain Reverse. Wow, we have a standing still start here. Okay. So what I'll probably do in this one, because I realized last week that the videos that I do on these games are way more interesting if there's passing that needs to be done. So I'm gonna just make both the GTR V-Spec from 97 and the M-Spec mess up so that they both get into the end of the back of the pack. And then from there, we're going to make battles happen, because I don't like when the AI just get in front and then nothing happens anymore. So I'm going to try to get this V-Spec off the road here, get him off, get him back into last. Here we go. And now we're going to get the V-Spec here, do the same thing with him, push him way into the back. Let's push this guy up. Push you back here, just make you hit that wall, and prevent this Skyline from passing him as well. I probably shouldn't have done that. Let's get you, push you into this wall here. And there we go. Let's do one more. One more to push the Skyline V-Spec back. Okay. Now, there we go. Now I'll pass you because you're welcome. And then now we're good to go. So yeah, what I realized last race with Twin Ring Motegi is all the AI messed up when cars were trying to pass other people. So I'm just doing this to see if this makes anything more interesting happen. And it's a cool little thing of can the V-Spec, can the two newer cars actually pass the older ones by the time the race ends? Because they are substantially faster. It's pretty crazy how much faster the new, I mean, obviously you'd hope that with the technology to get better. But the older ones are substantially worse, and so it just kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. So something I've realized with this game that's interesting is when you do actual championships, they will rearrange the lineup of cars to favor the faster ones to start them in first for some reason. I don't know why they do that. It doesn't seem like a very good idea, but they 100% do that. It's very strange, and it leads to races not having any more passing. And I don't know why they do that. So then I'm probably gonna, throughout my playthrough of this game, I'll probably do things like messing up when they rearrange the lineups. I will slow down the faster cars and put them behind, just to make it where something actually interesting happens. Because it's just not, as I've said before, Gran Turismo 4 has a lot of it's just almost too perfect. The AI is too perfect, and they set it up super well for the AI to always be thriving, which is like cool in a way because it makes the races harder, but like you still got to have some good AI battles and spins and stuff like that. And if that doesn't happen, it's just not nearly as interesting. And so what I'm trying to do in this game is basically make it more exciting for races. Some of the races just have cars just sitting behind other cars for all time, or they just start in front and then they never pass another car unless you come up and pass them. So like that kind of stuff is just not very interesting to me. And so just to make the races a little bit more interesting, I will do stuff like that. I'll also still try to drive my best so that people can see that I do prefer to drive clean. Like I know that my whole channel is basically based on not driving clean and messing up AI all the time. But I actually do like to drive clean, and I do like to see how fast I can do my lap times. So I do plan on doing that. It's just basically trying to make the races a little bit more accessible and more in line with everything I do on my channel. That's just kind of what I'm going for, to be honest. So we passed everybody. We're doing our good laps. We'll see how they do. I'm assuming that by the end of this race, the two GTRs from the 90s and 2000s will be in second and third. I highly doubt they wouldn't be, because even though the AI are really bad at making passes in this game, they should still be able to do it. But maybe they won't be able to. We'll see. One of them has passed, I can tell, because there's only 4 dots as opposed to 3. So that means one dude is still behind the 70s skyline in the back, but one dude is in front. I'm hoping secretly, low-key, that it's the 90s one, and then it can make it more interesting. Like, can the 90s one stay ahead of the 2000s one if the 2000s one ever passes? That's the hope. It might not be that way, but we'll see. So, yeah, it's a good game. This is a very fun game to play through. I enjoy it very much, and I just did not brake enough on that turn, so now we're just going to slam into this wall real quick. But, yeah, it's just a good time. Do my inner shot. I like this shot more. But, yeah, it's just, we have a good time racing on this game, and the Skyline races are fun. I like them a lot. It's interesting how the first race on Twin Ring Motegi was 10 laps. That seemed like a really excessive amount of lap time. Like, the laps are still pretty long on that course, like, and it's more laps. Like, this, my best lap so far is a 134, and I did a 201 last time. So I'm like, that's crazy. Just noticing outside, the trash guy came to pick up our trash, but he checked the one that is empty too. I intentionally didn't put that near the end of the road. Anyway, but yeah. So what was I saying? I can't remember. That was distracting. Anyway, I do like this game a lot, and I think that they did an interesting job with the way they make the laps in this game and the way they do races in this game. I do think it is weird that Twin Ring Motegi had 10 laps, and this race only has 6, and Twin Ring has a longer course. So, like, I think that's really strange. Looks like we have both Skylines are now ahead of the 70s one. We'll see if they can get into. One is battling for 3rd currently. One is just in 5th, just chilling. So that's fine. But yeah, I need to do better on that corner. I'm trying to take that corner really aggressively, and I'm like, I can't do it that well. So, yeah. So I think they'll end up in 2nd and 3rd. Then it just makes it a little bit more interesting. There's just something to see. Like the last race, the 70s car was in 1st, so the GTR from 2000 passed him and then was just in 1st until I passed him. I'm like, that's not really that interesting for him, at least. And then the other cars all had all these weird freaking chaos moments. Go back and watch that if you want, if you haven't seen it. There's a lot of stuff at the beginning of the race where cars were just making mistakes. So it was weird. But yeah. But we're doing okay, and we're really far ahead, and the 80s one is still in 2nd. We'll see how it ends up here. I mean, again, I don't see it unless it's just them not passing aggressively, which is the story of GT4. The AI don't seem to try very hard to make passes. They just kind of sit there and that's it. So I think that's why they also moved the lineups around for Gran Turismo Championships. Like, when they do that, it's because they were like, yeah, the AI don't make passes enough, so we might as well just move the lineups after race 1. That way, races are still interesting. And I'm like, well, no, that makes it less interesting when you do that. When you move the slow cars out of the beginning, then the race is less interesting. So, yeah, my hope would be that they don't do that type of thing. And there we go. Finally nailed that first turn. Last lap, got it. But looks like there is a big battle happening for 3rd, and in the area around 3rd there are a lot of cars. So we'll see what's going on with that. That is 3rd. So we'll see how it ends up here. It seems like they're not going to actually do it. I thought they were going to be able to do it, but maybe I spent too much time pushing the back. But I'm like, it really didn't make that much of a difference, you know. So we'll see what happens with that. And then I'll show the replay of them fighting it out. I'll show the replay of all them passing people, because it seems like nobody made mistakes on this course. This course, you'd think that people would make more mistakes, but I feel like, no, I can see why no one would, because even though it's like a a lot of elevation change on this course. It's pretty boxed off. So the key to making AIs fail in this game is gravel and grass. Like people, they just go spinning around like crazy, which is what should happen if you hit gravel or grass in a race car or in even any sort of car. It should be hard to keep your car under control when you're in grass. So like, unless you have rally tires. So I'm like, yeah, that's totally fine. But I would slow down on this corner, but I'm not going to because I think I'm about to get my best lap time. So I want to see what it is. Okay, I'm not. Stop. Well, I couldn't stop in time. That's fine. But so we have the GTR got in the third, and the M spec is still in fifth. So he never passed that 87 one. Wow, or 84 one. That's pretty hilarious. I thought for sure they would be able to do a better job than that, but I think we'll see. I bet what it turns into is that they just basically stay behind people forever. So like, see, I don't mind that in this race the GTSR was in first the entire time, or in the top position, apart from me, the whole time. That doesn't really bother me because of the fact that I'm like, well, he wasn't the best car in the race. So, like, I don't look at that and be like, oh, how boring. I'm like, oh, he was actually, there could have been a point where he was going to not be there. So, yeah, I don't really feel bad about that. But, yeah, messing up them was pretty fun. I just wanted that 2000s GTR to, like, have something going on here. Because it's easy just to have them not, it's easy to make it not interesting. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I threw the GTR off. What happened to him? Oh, that was me. At one point, I hit somebody, and then I feel like they slowed down a lot more than I expected. It's like I hit him here. Did he do that thing? Oh, yeah. See, he does that thing where he just randomly slows down for no reason. I don't really get why they do that, honestly. It's very strange when they do stuff like that. They're just like, I'm going to coast it now because you hit me. I'm like, that shouldn't, you should be mad and come running up. So I shoved this 70s one by accident. Well, not by accident, but I was hoping he would still brake and make it in time, but he didn't. So then I just got the V-Spec off the road, or GTR 97 off again. I think I hit him one more time and then I got through, but the M-Spec was actually a little fun fact. The M-Spec was actually a cut car in GT3. It was supposed to be in GT3, and it wasn't. And then they brought it back for 4. But it's like, I think you can still play with it if it's on. You can play with, it's like a Game Sharkable car. Like, you can use it that way. So, anyway, little fun fact. So now I'll just watch them battle it out. And thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. Peace.